What's good, YouTube? Fusion here, back with another video. So about 2 weeks ago, I dropped a video talking about how we're doing a Drake versus Drake bracket. Pretty much, I'm going to be putting most of Drake's albums up against each other on a bracket. We're gonna find out what is the best Drake album of all time. Yeah, go ahead and check out the video. Link in the description down below for a full explanation. Again, this was all random. So, first matchup, we have More Life versus Certified Lover Boy. Pretty much, I'm going to compare the songs, best tracks, my favorite tracks, overall tone of the album, and then we're going to decide on what or which album will move on and move up. So let's go ahead and get started. Drake versus Drake, More Life versus Certified Lover Boy. So, first thing that I'm going to go ahead and check is our YouTube bracket here. It really wasn't a lot of engagement on that. 6 likes in total. No comments for Certified Lover Boy. Go ahead and check that out if you haven't, so you can go ahead and participate. I would love to hear what you guys think and decide on which one is your favorite. So on this one, mostly it will just be from my perspective. More Life. So pretty much what I did was re-listen to a lot of the songs, all of the songs on the album. I took some notes on decide what I thought on the album was good, was great. My personal thoughts on exactly what could have done better, and sort of what I think about just the album as a whole. Personally, I like Drake. I think I do like to hold his feet to the fire. I think there's certain songs on this on both these albums and certain lyrics where I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? And just so we can establish, rapping involves lyrics. So certain stuff he says, I'm just like, that doesn't make sense for a rapper to say. I'll explain once we get to it, but I don't like how, personally, when you think of high tier artists, it's important that your lyrics are on point. Playboi Carti, for example, he may not be a lyrical rapper. He's not really trying to spit crazy metaphors and all that type shit, but certain things he says, like, what's a phrase? Anyway, he'll say something, and it will just stick with you. Like it just sounds hard how he says it. His cadence, his flows. That's sort of what I mean by lyrics are important. Sometimes it's not what you say or what you're talking about. It's how you say it and what comes about when you say it. And I'll show you guys an example of like what I mean soon. So let's go ahead and start with More Life. More Life was a vacation playlist, in my opinion. I wasn't going to put it on the bracket, but I did want to talk about it. And I think there's a lot of conversations like surrounding this album. Is it great? Is it slept on? Is it one of his worst? There's some good tracks on here, and there's some tracks that I just don't fucking fuck with. So let's just go through them all just real quick. Personally, I like Free Smoke. I like the beat, solid intro. It was a weird intro because I don't think it fit the rest of the vibe of the album. He came on there hard, pause. It was him rapping. He's saying some good shit. The beat is hard. And then you get to No Long Talk, which sort of does get you into the feeling of what this album could be or what this playlist could be. I hate his accent on there. That's Baka. He's an Oolong Taka. I do not care. I hate Gigs. Gigs is not hard on this track or on any of the tracks on this album. I believe the song is mid. You go to Passion Fruit. Now you get sort of into that vacation vibe. Passion Fruit till 4422 is definitely a vacation island vibe. One of my favorite Drake songs, Passion Fruit. It's a kickback jam. It's perfect for when you're chilling with your hopefully you're just not chilling with your boys and putting on Passion Fruit. You got maybe like a little party going on with some girls, you know, y'all hanging out, drinking, smoking, whatever. That's sort of the vibe that I got from this track, from Georgia's interlude. Very solid. The beat is nice. Solid vacation vibe. Georgia Smith is fire. Get Together, again, very, very great vacation vibe. Like Georgia Smith on there. Should have just been Georgia Smith song though. Georgia and Black Coffee. I feel like Drake adds to it, but I feel like it would have been better if it was just their song. If that makes sense. It should have been a Drake feature instead of Black Coffee and Georgia being the feature. I think Drake sounded fine on it, but I don't know. It didn't feel like a Drake song. It definitely didn't feel like a Drake song. Madiba Rhythm, My Heart is Too Frozen to Be Broken. I don't like the accent that he did here. One too many time. I fucking hate that shit. The song itself isn't bad, but I don't know. I just don't care. Blim, I hate that song. It's funny to listen to. You're going to hear that a lot coming from me. When I'm listening to a Drake album, I'm expecting to at least take out 5 or 6 songs. 2 of those 5 or 6 songs, maybe 3, are songs that I like to listen to because they're funny. I'm Blim for real. I just want to say how I feel. I think Blim means high. And it's just an odd word to use until you really learn exactly what it means and the origins of it, whatever. But it's just a weird song. And that's why that I think it's funny. It's just, I don't know. That's my enjoyment out of it, is it's hilarious. I like 4422. One of the better songs on the track. I mean, on the album. And you'll hear a lot of that. A song or an interlude with Drake not on it will be one of the better songs on the album. There's a couple of them. Or he'll have a verse on a song and then you forget he's on the song and then you're just like, damn, this shit is fire. But then you remember Drake is also on that bitch. There's a couple of those songs like that. 4422 is one of those songs. Gelchester, I like the beat. Again, Hermes Link, Ice Blue Mink, tied on my ribs like I do not know what permanent is. Wait for the kicker. Whatever, bro. The beat is cool. Again, it's one of those songs that is sort of funny to listen to. Like how he says certain things, I'm just like, whatever. But I don't think I'm gonna throw it on and be like, bro, I really want to listen to the song because it's good. I want to listen to it because it's funny. I do like the Skepta interlude. I was sort of yes and no on Skepta. I had to get used to that accent. But it didn't sound cringe. And he was spitting. This is another song where I'm like, this is a great song on an album that has 0 Drake on it. So that's 2 on this one out. Portland, to me, this sounds like a Migos song. If they took out Drake, kept Travis Scott, put on Takeoff and Offset, it would sound the exact same. It would. I didn't think it was bad. I do like the beat, but It just sounds like a Migos song. Sacrifices, I like. I think I like that song. I liked the Young Thug verse. He was his I'm talking wood place down. I'm talking wood like the clowns. I'm talking that sort of flow was different for what Young Thug has done, or at least like what I've heard from him. And I thought that shit was hard. And I like the beat. I like 2 Chainz, how he raps. It sort of is funny, but it's still sort of hard. Again, Drake did really good on the on that chorus, and I convinced I make sacrifices. I've been balling ever since, something like that. I like that. One of the better songs on the album, for sure. Nothing into something. It's solid. Here's another nothing that you made into something. Made into something. I like that. That's a solid R&B sort of chilling track. Again, you add passion fruit. You throw this on with some hoes. I mean, bro, that's cool. Only problem is, who gives a fuck? This song, who gives a shit about? Can't have everything. Who gives a shit about? Lose it or lose you. Who gives a shit about? The problem is there's a lot of filler on a lot of these Drake albums. They're solid, but we could have done without it. There should be no point. There should be no reason that this was 22 songs. He could have cut out at least 4 of these hoes. At least 4 of them. But here's another nothing that you made into something. Not bad, again, but it doesn't fucking matter. Teenage Figure, Big Cup of Ack, I'm Drowsy. I actually like this song. Even post beef, I still like the song. Odd name, but I still like the song. Nevertheless, KMT, that's again one of the songs that I think is funny. I don't think it's a good song, but that shit is hilarious. Gigs again. Batman, dunna, whatever. Yeah, that shit's funny. Lose You. Did I lose you? Did I lose you? Not bad, but again, it's just like could have done without that. That could have been another one that we could have skipped. I don't like the can't have everything flow. Oh yeah, miss someone. I don't like that flow, personally. It was another one where I'm just like, the next song is so good, we could have done without those 2 songs and then just got right to Glow. I like Glow. Watch out for me, I'm about to glow. I like Kanye on it. It sounds like a Kanye song. There's a couple songs on here that it sounds like the feature should have been the owner of the song, and then Drake could have been the feature. He wasn't even that important in the song. This is a Kanye West song with Drake just on there. And I don't think Drake did bad, but I think Kanye dominated the track. I think he was the beat fit Kanye better. I think his voice on there was better. I don't understand why he was on there, Drake. Since way back, I fucking hate that song. That's another filler song where who gives a shit? Snooze, whatever. Fake Love. It's a cool pop rap song. He has better ones like that, so whatever. Ice Melts. I could have done without this one. This was a Lil Yachty beat. I hate the beat. Feel bro. Bro. That shit sounds stupid. Definitely could have done without Ice Melts. Do Not Disturb. This is something that you are going to hear a lot of from me, especially on Certified Lover Boy. This shit sounds like a timestamp track that wasn't good enough to become a timestamp track. I think that the beat was good. It's a good wrap up. It's not a bad song. But we've heard this already. We've heard him do this flow already. This sounds like every other timestamp song that he has ever made. But this is just not called a timestamp song. I am going to compile a playlist of a couple of these songs where they're timestamp songs, just not named timestamp songs. There's hella songs like that. But I didn't think it was a bad way to close it out. I just think that it's a timestamp record. Overall, on the album, I thought it was fine. I think there was some songs that I could have done without. The vibe was all over the place, in my opinion. But I feel like that is a Drake album. I feel like he did well by calling this a playlist. So I guess you can sort of, you know, sneak away from calling it a album, but it's still an album. It's very weirdly spaced out. I think if he wanted to make a passion fruit, George's Interlude, Blim type of album or songs on the album, I think he could have started with Madiba Rhythm or something, instead of starting off with 2 hard rapping tracks, going full on into the Vacation vibe for like 8 songs straight, then go into some more hard rap, and then go back into some slow down, and then go back up again. And I sort of feel like it didn't flow well. But I think because it's called a playlist, you can get away with that. Overall, I thought it was alright. Let's go to Certified Lover Boy real quick. Personally, I fucking hate this album cover. It's one of the worst album covers I've ever seen in my fucking life. I haven't listened to this album in a while, so I had to re-listen to it. I listened to it a couple times. The first time I put it on, I ran it through. I was like, all right, it's cool. There's a couple songs I like on there. A couple songs I don't like. A few songs where I'm just like, who cares? Play it again. Still got my same sentiments. I play it one more time. There's like 7 songs on here that are just filler, weird songs that who gives a fuck about. And we're going to go through it. Champagne Poetry. I like the intro. I personally don't like the second half of it when the beat changed. I really did like that first beat. I love you, I love you, I love you. And he was just flowing on that. It, again, sort of sounds like a timestamp track. The second part sort of takes me out of that, but I think that first part was great. I fucking hate Poppy's Home. I could have done without the Nicki part. I do like the beat though, but his analogy of what he means by Poppy's Home is so fucking corny. Hey, I know my sons were taking over the rap game, so now I'm back to come save it in daddy's home type shit. That shit's corny to me, personally. But is it funny? No. But some people may find that shit funny. I don't. But again, we're looking for at least 6 tracks. 3 of those shits can be funny. Girls want... Say You a Lesbian Girl, Me Too. That song. I really like Lil Baby's verse on here, but Say You a Lesbian Girl, Me Too. That shit's corny and we all know it. It's really, really corny and we all know it. Corny. I do like In the Bible Grew on Me. I really liked Lil Durk's part. I definitely played his part a lot. as I listened to it more, Drake's part grew on me. The okay. Like he's sort of saying it like yeah, whatever. But what about this? And then he flips it on that hoe. That's, you felt that energy from that song. And I actually like that song. So, Love All, Fair Trade, these two songs I think were cool. Did we need them? The beat on Love All was alright, but then I feel like Jay-Z's verse was low energy. He was spitting some good shit, but his verse itself was really low energy. His voice seemed a little low. Maybe in the mix, maybe it was something there that sort of threw me off with his verse. Drake sounded all right on it, but it was a very, very weak Drake and Jay-Z song. Same thing with the next song. A very, very weak Drake and Travis Scott song. They have a lot of songs together, and I think the problem is when they do it right, it's a really, really good song. When they do it wrong or mediocre or lazily, it sort of just sounds like whatever, bro. So, whatever. On both of those. They sound like filler to me. Yeah. Way Too Sexy. That's a joke song, obviously. It's a fun listen. I like Future's verse. Drake sounded cool on there. I really didn't care for Young Thug's verse. I didn't think it was bad, but I really didn't care for it. But it's, again, that's one of the funny quote-unquote songs on there that I do look for in a Drake album. TSU, that intro was way too long. As somebody who went to an HBCU in Texas, it was cool, I guess, to hear him shout us out, whatever. But I think it's just the overall story of the song, of what he's talking about, is really fucking crazy. It's really crazy. Like, I like the beat. I like that first part. I hate when he did the breakdown at the end. Just some of the stuff he was saying was pretty wild. But I listen to it because it's funny. So that's another funny song. Next, we got In Too Deep. I like Future on here. That pussy is so underweight. I don't care for Drake on that one, honestly. Pipe Down. I thought that was cool. So that's sort of what my energy was for a few of these songs. I think they're alright. I think he has good songs on this album. But I think there's a lot of stuff that sort of bogs it down to where it's like, it's sort of a chore to listen to it. Like on my fifth or sixth listen, I try to give these albums listens. I try to see what I like. I try to hear some verses that I like, beats that I like, what I like about the beats, whatever. So I put in time to listen to these songs. Like, you get to the point where you're just like, I don't even want to listen to this shit anymore. Like certain songs on here, Pipe Down, In Too Deep, Fair Trade, Love All, they're just whatever. And they sort of blend together. Like, there's a couple songs on here where it'll go to the next song, but it sounds like a parallel of the song that you just got done listening to. That's a lot of what this album is. It instantly becomes background. And I think that's sort of what my issue is with Drake in general. A lot of his songs are kickback background music, and when it doesn't do that part right, it makes it even worse. So Pipe Down, it's cool, but who gives a shit? Yeba's Heartbreak, I like that little break that we get from it. I don't think it's a bad song. I like it. It was a good interlude and sort of the breakup, I think, when the album gets better. You get a little break from these almost this little run of 6 songs where it's just like, all right, like we get it. So it was a good break. I like No Friends in the Industry. I like the beat. He was rapping well on it. Knife Talk was a great song. 7 a.m. Bridal Path was cool. What did I say about this one? I do like the Trudeau line. I mean, he had a line. He said he runs the something Trudeau or some shit like that. That shit was pretty fire there. It was definitely a forgettable timestamp track, honestly. I personally didn't like the beat, but he sounded alright on it. At first, I thought that Race My Mind was a boring filler song. But then I was like, it's a Thank Me Later throwaway song. So now it's tolerable. Fountains. I just don't care about that song. Tim sounded good on it. I just felt like it was just a whatever song. Again, could have been skipped. I like Get Along better. That was a very R&B Drake song. Should it have been on this album? Yes, it sounds like a Certified Lover Boy or a Lover Boy type of song. So I feel like it makes sense. Would have had worked on a different album better? Yes, because I think the album after this was Scorpion. Something like that, I think. Where it was supposed to be a half rap, half R&B, which he just made that shit up. And I think that would have been fit. That would have fit better on that album, in my opinion. But whatever. That's sort of how this Drake shit goes. It's like you listen to his shit, you really try to understand what he's saying. You like his beats. They fit perfect for background. I listen to him at work. Listen to him when I go on a jog and work out. So I try to listen to him in different spots and in different situations so I can really get a full grasp on what he's trying to do with a lot of these songs. And then you realize how fucking boring it is. Like, I find myself being like, oh, who cares? Next song. Where, oh my goodness, man, I gotta sit through this shit. Like, I hate fucking fans. That song fucking sucks. That Kid Cudi song is boring as hell. Like, it felt incomplete. I felt like what's there is a good song. But it sounds like it needs something else. Maybe I don't know. Something from that song was missing. I like You Only Live Twice. Lil Wayne's verse was the best verse. Easily. Drake and Rick Ross also had a great verse, but Wayne had a really, really fucking good verse. The Remorse. 6 minutes. Timestamp track Wannabe. But whatever, bro. That's sort of how I feel about this album. I tried my best to listen to it. It's entirely too long. There are songs on there that are filler. Drake doesn't need filler songs. But is Certified Lover Boy better than More Life? We can't really say what you guys think because there really wasn't a lot of engagement on that. So I'm going to say Certified Lover Boy was better than More Life. Not by much. I'm going to keep it a buck. Not by much. I'm going to keep it a buck. I think that Certified Lover Boy is not a good album. I think there are good songs on there. I think there is good concepts and good starts to songs on there. I think there's good verses and good beats on there. But I think there's also equally some songs that are filler, lazy, unfinished. And I think this is sort of where, at least personally, when I started getting tired of what Drake was doing and his sort of like repetitive style of rap. As I've been going through his albums, I sort of picked out sort of 3 or 4 ways that he will attack a beat or a rap album or a rap track, excuse me. If it's one of those, bob your head type beats, he's gonna go with his timestamp track flow. If it's one of those more, sort of singy type beats, he's gonna go with like, how can you tell me? Like, he's gonna go with that, And then he has his with, quote unquote, with hard rappers style, when he's rapping with like J. Cole, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, with more like rappers that have somewhat lyrics. He's gonna try to throw in more witty lines, try to be more funny, whatever. He's gonna do that type stuff. And then there's his wild card flow, in my opinion, where he does some voice changes, accent changes, and he starts doing just random shit. And that's like on KMT, yeah, he just took that flow from somebody. We all know who. What's he doing, man? But despite all that, I think that Certified Lover Boy is better than More Life. I think that More Life has issues in general. I think there's some good songs on there. There's some good vibes on there. But personally, I'm putting Certified Lover Boy up there. There's better peaks on Certified Lover Boy than More Life. But as a whole, there's really, really high points in Certified Lover Boy, and then there's really, really low points, bad lyrics, cringy lyrics, a lot of who gives a fuck songs. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. I do want to tell you guys just my favorite tracks, just real quick, because I don't know, I just want to tell you. Honestly, that's really it. First part of Champagne Poetry. Like the second half, I hated it, but I mean that first half is really good. In the Bible, I do like that song. Yeba's Heartbreak, I like that song. Knife Talk, one of my favorite songs, if not my favorite song on the album. You Only Live Twice, I do like that track. Yeah, those are my favorite tracks on Certified Lover Boy. More Life, Passion Fruit, Georgia's Interlude, Sacrifice. I like Teenage Fever. It's still cringy, and I think a better singer, like someone who can really, really sing well. He could. I think he should have gave this to Ty Dolla $ign, The Weeknd, someone like that. They would have ate that fucking song. But still not a bad song. Still one of my favorites. And Glow, I think. Yeah. Those are the few songs I really like on More Life. But yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Next round, we will be doing probably the most competitive series here. Nothing Was the Same, and Take Care. Again, I do have a post already up on our TikTok and a short already on our YouTube channel. So you can go ahead and vote and be involved in the voting. Because I really am curious on which one you guys think is better. I think that this is going to be one of, if not the most competitive series here. Yeah, I think maybe this one. Because these two both fucking suck. And I hate both of these albums. So it's just gonna be hard for me to listen to those shits. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Also, before I do go, my bad, y'all. What do you think about the structure of the video? Would you like me breaking down track by track what I thought? Would you want me to go more in depth on which one I think is track, like versus track, which track is better and why I think it's better? Give me feedback on what else we could do with this series. What's another artist that you guys would like to see? I already want to do the rest of the quote-unquote big three still. I still want to do Kendrick. I still want to do J. Cole. Of course, I want to do Kanye. At some point, I do want to do Lil Wayne. So there's quite a bit of artists that I already have ready. What's another artist? What's a low-key artist you guys want me to talk about? Just let me know. Thanks. See you guys later. Peace.